And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your
We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans.
Yo. Oh, damn, Chris.
Oh, he's chugging. Chuggy McChuggers.
God damn. I look over and you're just can up, dude.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. What's up,
Hey,
dudes?
he's celebrating Cyber Monday by getting fucking wasted.
Yeah, it is Cyber Monday.
Did you guys buy anything?
Fuck no.
I didn't either.
I just bought some stuff that wasn't on sale, but yeah.
Oh.
No, because nothing is on sale anyway.
There were some good deals.
Nah, it's not.
I don't know about you, but like I get emails from like companies that I've bought from before, and so like I'll check my email. Most of them are garbage, but I'm saying like, you know, certain bands I like, you know, Ghost and Slipknot or something, like they'll feed in like, hey man, you get 40% off merch and shit. I'm like, oh, I'll go look at that.
Oh, but if you just go to a store, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same price. Come to find out.
Oh, and then they raise it and then they take a 15% off. or something.
All that kind of stuff was going viral all weekend.
Yeah.
Where like people were going into like Walmart and Target and removing, like pulling out the Black Friday sale ticket, and it's the exact same price.
Tis on them.
Yeah.
Though. You're not supposed to do that. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
What's that called? Is that called price gouging?
No,
It's called.
There's a term
it's
for
called
that.
lying.
It's just lying. So price gouging, that's a little different scenario.
And then there was a bunch of situations where they actually raised the price and then gave a sale off that and ended up coming down to the original price.
That's
anyway.
normal.
See, that's
stupid.
what they do.
That's stupid as shit.
That's like the thing.
And
But
that's
hey,
why
what's-
the Black Friday sales this year have sucked compared to previous years where they're. I watched one video where they did a comparison between 2005 and now of like the Black Friday sales, and like there was like people grabbing stuff and like it was going on, and then you look at today and like no one's in the store.
Well,
it's because everything's online.
That's part of the problem, Greg. I think you're 100% right. I think like people look at like I've seen tons of videos. I'm sure you guys saw them where they're in the store. They're like, yeah, I'm at Target right now. It's 9 a.m. No one here, dude. You know. And but the problem is first of all, they've been doing the sale for a whole week already, right?
Yeah.
And so it used to
And
be
that's stupid too.
It is, but it used to be like you didn't get that sale price until midnight that morning or 1 a.m.
Exactly, in limited amount,
and
right?
limited amounts,
Yep.
dude. And now it's very different. So like it's hard to judge it off of like the crowd not being there in the morning, right? Because that's just not what it is anymore. And then I want to say something real quick to your point. There is a couple things that can make that tag situation actually. There's a reason for it like that. Not so much with goods like TVs per se, but let's say food. I've seen people do it with food, like Thanksgiving food. If you have like most markets, because I did the tagging, I did the pricing and the tagging and stuff when I was at the store. And like, let's say a steak, right? New York strip or something, for example, that can be volatile as far as it can change prices every day. Like it can go up in price or down in price.
Like the Black Friday sale stuff is food.
So what I know, but hear me out though. Like if a product goes up, like the demand goes up or the price of the product goes up, you know, there's inflation, right? If it's set at $45, which is the original tag, if it went up to like 60, for example, like inflation or like there was a need issue and it went up to 60 and they brought the price back down, it's still a sale. You're just seeing the old tag still. That's why you always remove the old tag.
Well, I just feel like that wouldn't happen if you're looking at clothes or you're looking at
no, that's what I'm saying.
Like
not
electronic
clothes.
goods.
No,
That's
probably
not going to happen.
Probably not.
So where did the term Black Friday come from? Like, why do they call it Black Friday?
I don't know.
Does anybody know?
I do know, but I forget. Hold on.
I'm going to look that shit up.
I didn't buy shit on Black Friday though, man. Like honestly, I didn't buy it. I don't think I bought anything on Black Friday. This might be the first year ever that I didn't. But
The real history of Black Friday, 1980s?
I think that's when it like got popularity as far as commercializing it. But
it says it has a darker
right there. Why is it
roots.
called Black Friday? Derives from the concept that businesses operate at a financial loss or are in the red until the day after Thanksgiving, when massive sales finally allow them to turn a profit. Or
Well, dude,
put them in the
I just
black.
looked it up on history.com, okay? This is like a credible
This is untrue.
source.
Yeah.
The first recorded use of the term Black Friday was applied not to post-Thanksgiving holiday shopping, but to the financial crisis.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, the crash of the U.S. gold market on September 24th, 1869.
Yeah.
So this is saying Wall Street financiers worked together to buy up as much as they could of the nation's gold, hoping to drive the price sky high and sell it for astonishing profits.
Yeah.
On that Friday in September, the conspiracy finally unraveled, sending the stock market into a free fall and bankrupting everyone from Wall Street barons to farmers. Weird, dude.
And D is saying the same thing that we were just talking about the article. The company is getting out of the red and into the black, right? Because if you're in the red, you're losing money. Your profit's not there. And so there is that slow period of time, right? When summer's over and like, you know, the surge of summer's over and you kind of have that lull period where sales start to drop off. Most people, even in grocery or retail, will say like when Thanksgiving comes and the holidays start to happen is when they see that boost again. And then after Christmas, right into the shitter until spring, at least.
Do you know why they call it going into the black?
I don't know. Because like a metal reference.
Well, like, yeah, right. Yeah. It's like fucking Slayer comes in the building, fucking
Sabbath.
rips it, bro.
Yeah, man.
But like, if you look in like statistics and stuff and data and all that shit, like the way that a graph works, it's called like a waterfall graph. It's black if it's positive and it's red if it's negative. And so you'll have like a comparison of month to month, week to week, day to day, whatever the hell you want. So black is good, red is bad.
Yeah, but see, that's based off the graph, which is true, right? But
exactly,
why did they make the black and the red? You know, the red is the, you know, why those color choices?
Yeah. Very interesting. Why not green and red? You know,
a
like
little more
Christmas
festive. Yeah, a little more festive. You know, like it sounds better. Like we're in the green. Good to go.
Right.
We're good to
green
go.
means money.
Yeah.
And means go. You know what I mean? Like it means we're going. We're moving.
Yep.
Yeah. That saying you're in the black would you would assume that that's a bad thing.
I feel like that's something like a parent in the 70s would have said.
Dark on this, guys. We're in the black as black can be. This company's going under.
It's like tissue turns black when it dies. You know, it's like hey, we're dead. You know, like we might as well close this shit up.
The mom, 1976. You're listening to Kiss. She comes into your room. She says, "You're turning black." You know
oh no!
Well, that actually sounds weirder when you say it.
Yeah, I know that does sound weird. It's
that
like
sounds a little bit weirder when you say it out loud.
There's a racial undertone there.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, no, it's weird, man. Like we were in Galveston and we talked a little about Friday, but we went shopping that day. Because Saturday's small business day, right? If I'm not mistaken, we weren't there for small business shopping day, but we went
to. Is that a Texas thing, or is that something I just didn't know about?
No, they have it's like Black Friday, small business Saturday, and then there's like the Cyber Monday.
Local Sunday.
I don't think Sunday's just Day of God, bro. You know what I mean? I think it's just the Lord's Day. Yeah,
it's the holy day.
You don't buy, you just take in Jesus. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But no, so like local businesses will do a lot of sales on that Saturday. Like they do their big sales, like small, like commerce, you know, like all this shit. But we saw some of the Black Friday sales, but we didn't buy shit. Like we didn't go to Target, we didn't go to Walmart, we didn't do anything, dude. We just didn't do anything. It's like we don't need anything bad enough. And honestly, like financially, it's like we're not gonna go buy a fucking TV right now. You know, like we're not gonna go do that shit. There's no point.
No,
you know?
I already have like 6 TVs. I don't need another one.
I mean,
dude, I saw like it was like I think it was Walmart, Westinghouse, something.
Oh yeah,
where they have 70-inch TVs for like $500. I'm like, what in the Sam Nuggets is this?
Yeah, but you get those, and it's not what they say it is.
Yeah, they're not
exactly.
They're
it's probably a piece of shit.
They are. The pictures aren't as good. Like that's what I did. I went to Walmart and I got this 55-inch TV to fit perfectly above the fireplace, like perfectly symmetrical. I was like, oh, 4K fucking TV for $300. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
55-inch. That's awesome. The picture sucks.
Yeah.
You know what those are? You know what they're for? Bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got the UFC fight this weekend. We got 7 70-inch TVs. Look at all these things.
Well, dude, I definitely not shitting on them because like we've always bought those for the kids when we actually wanted them to have their own TVs and shit. We would buy those cheap TVs because we're like, they're not giving a shit about pixels. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to see a TV. So
unless it's the movie Pixel.
Yeah, it's movie Pixel.
That's true.
But at the end of the day, like they serve a purpose. I'm not trying to dog them, but I think most of that shit you see, when you see a bicycle for $45, you're like,
you're getting a $45.
You're getting a $45 bicycle, man. Like it's just like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, you have to understand that you're not getting like some fantastic deal. You know what I mean? Like necessarily, like you're paying for what you're getting. You know, it's just. But we did. To be fair, the whole like week in advance of Black Friday is nice because I take it back. We did buy stuff that was on Black Friday sales way before Black Friday. We did our Christmas shopping for the kids, most of it already.
Yeah,
we just were like,
true.
Get all the shit and let's be done for the most part.
I haven't even started.
We just want to get it out of the way, bro. We just want to get. We still have stuff.
There's
to get,
something about it. There's something that I like about doing it at the last minute.
It's the thrill of it, right? I mean, is that what it is?
It's like we're going shopping. We have to get it all tonight.
But then you're battling like those fucking savages out there, dude.
Yeah, it's fun though.
They're savages.
There's like few.
I mean,
There's
it does suck because you're like, man, we got to do it like right now. But then at the same time, I'm like, we are fucking Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing tonight. This is the goal, and you're on a mission.
We did that though. I mean, we were like amped. Me and my wife went out. The grandma watched the kids, and we just went out hard, dude. We went like 3 or 4 different places. We got our lists and shit. We got the shit. Felt good. We're like, hey, we only need this, this, and this still. Like, it's nice, dude. So I felt like we were motivated. Like, we still had fun. And we got like a little date night, you know? Like, we got out of the house. We got to go eat some dinner shit, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about Black Friday, though. That's where I'm at with it.
I don't either.
People are saying the sales were down, though, a whole.
Yeah, they were.
They were saying that the sales were down. And a lot of people are saying this. It's kind of that further proof that the economy is not doing well. That people are really like prioritizing, you know, paying bills, paying off,
that's kind of proof is in the pudding, right? Like when the economy is not doing well, you know it's not doing well because nobody's spending any money.
Yeah.
And that, and in turn, it's not doing well because of that.
It's like were they measuring just sales on Friday, or were they looking at the week before Friday? Because like now you have the Black Friday sale 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes a whole month.
I think they fucked themselves up by doing that.
I do too.
Like they should have just kept it on that day.
Well, so Greg, you said it kind of earlier. There used to be a point where Black Friday they would bring in their shipments. You know what I'm saying? And I worked retail, and I know you did on Black Fridays. You'd bring in your big truckloads. You'd have it ready to go that day. You're setting shit up. They come in, they fucking piranhas, you know, and then it's gone.
Stampede.
And then it's gone, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like the product's out of your store, you move on. But it's almost like they went for a week, and now they have just products sitting there. Like it's not sold out. It's just and then you'll see like, you know, come later, especially after Christmas, you'll see like these heavy discounted fucking cheap shit. You know, it's like, oh, fucking 70-inch TV, that $500 TV is now $250. Get the fuck out of here. You know,
So Sears used to do like these God, what the hell is it called? It's like kind of like a receipt. Like you'd buy it and then they would order it for you and then you'd just come pick it up later. What the hell is that called? Like
or what's it called? Layover.
Yeah.
Layover.
Yeah, it's called
what's the word? You know what I'm talking about.
I was gonna say rebate, but I'm like, that's not the right word at all.
No, it's
layaway.
Layaway.
Yes,
we
do
do
like
fucking
popped in my brain there.
They don't do layaways.
Hella layaway.
That used to be a big thing.
That used to be a big thing, yeah.
Especially like Walmart and shit. But layaway was meant.
I think Fred Meyer still does it.
I don't know how many stores actually do it. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if a lot of stores still do layaway.
I don't know.
I mean, I bet you Walmart does.
It's probably a thing of the past.
The reason for layaway was that for people that couldn't afford something, they were able to pay on something over an extended period of time and then pay. And then once they were paid off, they could get that item. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like almost like credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, you know, if you want to, and actually a lot of guitar shops, like Guitar Center and stuff, will do layaway as well, where like you want to buy a $2,000 guitar and you don't have $2,000, you put $1,000 down and then make a payment of like $200 a month. And then when it's paid off, your guitar, baby. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a credit form without actually going through a credit system.
Yeah. You're paying for it, but you don't actually get it until it's paid for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, dude,
they should do that for everything.
It's responsible.
Honestly, like layaway should come like back full force and just have it for like cars and everything.
Yeah. Maybe change the name, not layaway. Like, because I get it. Like, maybe like pay away. You know what I mean? Because I'm paying away. You know, I'm getting this thing.
Can you imagine like if you were like a 14-year-old kid and you're like, man, I really want this car when I turn 16. You could put a car on layaway and then you could work your summer jobs and pay for your car, and then when you're 16, you have this fucking brand new car or whatever it is.
There's issues with it though. The issues with it is most of the time with layaway, they'd hold the product for you. And so like how much space do you have to hold all this shit? Now, especially a car, right? You imagine a lot. This is like, oh, that car is actually taken.
They have a lot of space. They could still display them. they could still display them as like, these are the cars that we have for sale. I mean, you go to car lots, there's cars that have been sitting out there for a couple of years.
I'm just talking about in large numbers, right? Like Walmart layaway there was a lot of shit on layaway. And so they would store that shit. And they'd have to have space for that shit, while people were paying it
When
off.
I get the money to buy my acreage, my big acreage that I want,
okay.
I'll rent out some space so people can like store their layaway cars.
Chris is gonna. I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say you're gonna do a layaway on the land. You're just like
lease away.
I was gonna say,
like
dude,
1
could
acre
you
a month.
imagine? Could you imagine doing a layaway on a house? You're like, hey, when I'm 75, I'll be moving in my house. Yeah,
man,
I'll be paying in it my whole life.
That would suck. You couldn't even enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't actually like now you get a mortgage, you get to enjoy the property while you're paying it off.
Exactly.
But even with a car, here's the thing: is people's minds are so fucking all over the place, right? So you like, I want this thing. I'm gonna put it on layaway, and depending on how long you're actually doing a layaway, by the time you pay it off, do you even want that one anymore? Like, oh, there's not a new model. There's not that new base that came out. Well, is way cooler, bro.
That's kind of true. People's like interests and minds change so quickly that nowadays, like before, like back in the old days, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like you'd still want that car. That's the car you want. But now, like as soon as the new one comes out, like, oh, I got to have the new one now.
Yeah.
But isn't there like an agreement? Like layaway has to be paid off within a certain amount of time, right? Like we're not going to hold this for you for 4 years. Like you have to pay this off within 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, there's an agreement. But see, my daughter's doing that with her band shit right now. Like it's a form, but she actually has it. It's a pay, you lease it basically to own.
Mm-hmm.
So like she has her violin and it's like $1,600 or $1,400.
God.
But I went down and you had to put down like $60, right? And then it's like $20 a month, $25, whatever it is. I don't even know if it might have been $1,100. But she will eventually like pay that off throughout school. And they were like, well, if she decides she wants to change instruments, right? They take all the money that I put into that
onto the other
and
instrument.
they move it to the new instrument.
Yeah.
So she'll return the instrument. She could put that $500 that we have into a bass guitar.
Yeah, that's what it was when I was in band.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. I mean, that's cool because that way, like no matter what you put in, you get back in another thing.
I played trumpet.
I can't.
Oh yeah,
I can't push that at all, dude.
You blew on that horn.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't good.
Who is?
But
good?
I did play it. I mean, anyone that plays a trumpet in a ska band.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
I've seen some pretty badass.
Well, I meant when you're doing it in school, like there was not some standout. A lot of times there wasn't standouts.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I was in a small town, so there definitely wasn't anyone.
It was the only
in my
trumpet
band
player.
class that was going. That wasn't happening.
Chris is in the bathroom doing hot cross buns.
God.
And you could hear it from like a mile away.
He had 5 people.
But that was with his
class.
butthole. He was actually just doing
player.
that in the bathroom.
God, dude. I can imagine that. How many kids were in that class?
In my band class?
Yeah.
There was probably 20, 25.
Yeah. It's the size of most modern ska bands, I guess. You got a bunch of sidekicks.
I mean, there was like everything was being played. Trombones. There's people.
They had to have forced somebody, right? They had to have. They had been like, Billy, you can't play the trumpet. Chris is playing trumpet.
Yeah. There was only that's why I played trumpet. There's the only thing left.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, right? You can't say
once I decided to be in that class, like all the other instruments were taken.
Greg, what instrument did you always want to play that you never did? Like, what was the instrument that you were like, God, I want to do this?
Piano.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I wished I would have just stuck with it and learned guitar more.
Okay.
Honestly.
Saxophone. I've always wanted to play the saxophone. There was a period. There was a period of time where that was like sexy, bro. You know what I mean? Like the Michael Bolton era. Like my dad used to tell me, he's like, all the great bands have saxophones. And
dude, my neighbor plays saxophone.
It's cool. Remember, Bill Clinton played the old sax, dude.
People, Slick Willie.
Super like.
But I
played the recorder.
I come home and I hear my neighbor like playing the saxophone every now and then, and I just instantly get a boner. I'm like, I'm in the mood right now.
Greg just gets out of his car and he's just like,
I'm like, what is
in the
this?
Driveway. He's
I can see him. He looks his wife dead in the eye, and he rolls the window down in his house, and he's like, "You hear that, baby?
Yeah,
we don't even need a record player, man. We got the neighbors." You know?
She doesn't say a word and just goes, "I know what time it is." Yep.
It's all based off the neighbors timeline.
Yeah,
dude, I have this. I was going to ask you guys about this. I had it Friday and I didn't think about showing it, but I had these couple of videos. We don't have to play the videos, but I just want to get your take on it, man. There was this like, I don't know if it was in like Indonesia somewhere, like where it was, dude, like the Philippines. I don't even know. It was some area. And they were talking about how if you lose your limb, right? If you have something, an accident, you cut it off your leg, or they have to remove it, amputate it. They actually will smoke it. They will smoke the limb like a fucking piece of fucking turkey leg.
Oh,
tasty.
And they will preserve it and keep it. And they will smoke it periodically to keep it there. And then they're in their belief system. They will bury, because they think that you have to go whole to the afterlife. So
you have to go.
Okay.
So in order,
limbs,
yes,
they wait for the rest of your body.
So these people,
so where is this from? Like you're saying, their religion.
Well, so
like,
here's the deal. I listen. I got to be real with you. I don't know that we can play the video because it's pretty fucking disgusting. First of all, they show people smoking their limbs in smokers, but a dude takes a bite of one of the fucking things, bro.
What?
He takes a.
Are you supposed to eat it?
I don't think you're supposed to, but he apparently did. You see him do it.
He's just like, man, I got
and
smoker.
He was
just
like,
rolling right now.
He's like, it's amazing.
And it smells so good.
Yeah, he smells it, and he's like, it doesn't smell bad. Like the smoke, it actually smells delightful. Like it's pretty gross. I don't really want to see that part of it, but I really wanted to kind of get your take on like, is that weird? Like, because we've talked about this stuff in the past where other people. Well, so here,
that's weird.
Okay, I hear you.
Yes, that's weird.
No, I hear you, bro. But I'm just saying, I do totally get the idea that like you want to go to heaven or to whatever you believe in, right? The afterlife. You want to go complete. So the idea that you like.
So he fucked everything up when he took a bite of it.
That's true, right?
He fucked that guy over.
No,
did he eat his own leg?
It was like a woman's leg. I think it was this gal's leg.
Oh, see, he fucked her over.
No, she smoked this thing and then she like wrapped it in like banana leaves and kept it under her bed. And then when she dies, they put it into her coffin with her.
Not now. They're gonna have to go dig through that guy's shit or something.
Well, he nibbled it. Though.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. Would it be like he nibbled it? He nibbled on it. He took a look. It wasn't.
Was she there?
I think so. Yeah.
She watched him.
But like, I mean, is it different than like clipping your nails? You know, like you're losing pieces of your body. But
yes, that's different because I'm not clipping my nails and then you eating them.
Yeah, true.
But also, the nail comes back.
True that. Like, yeah. But your skin. Well, if it was alive, it would come back. They're like, you have to puke in the coffin now. We have to have that meat in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if we like evolve and we decide we can start growing limbs back?
I don't think we can.
Is their religion just down the drain now?
Well, that's transhumanism. You know, the limb will be a robot. The limb.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, if something happens in our evolutionary process where
like
we
way
can,
down the road,
because our skin replenishes itself,
sure.
like hair, like all this stuff, even though hair is dead skin cells. But like, when do we evolve to the point where like if we lose a finger, it just comes back?
I don't know with bone, like how, I don't know.
Because it's got to be on that direction, right?
Well, that's like the freaking science fiction shows, you know, like the med bed thing, you know, where you have somebody on a different planet or something. They get their arm blown off. They get in the med bed, and then in like a week or something, their arm's back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's your feeling on like the idea that you need to be buried whole to be like accepted?
Oh, I don't care about that.
Well, I know.
Well, what if we were taught like?
I like how just that was so fucking. I don't fucking care. I love it, dude.
I don't care about that.
No, I mean, I like in modern culture, we don't, right?
Well, just think about it, dude. Like, because that was the thing back in the day. Like, you got to be buried a certain way. Like, mummies would like wrap themselves with the X and stuff on their chest. They'd like have the gold coins on, like to pass through the afterlife.
All their valuable possessions would be with them. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And then eventually it turned into like, let's just burn the dead bodies. But what if we were taught like, that's a normal thing, but it's really not normal at all, and it ruins your process after you die. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, see,
if cremation actually fucks up everything, and we're getting
tricked.
We were conditioned that it was like a new way to do this, like humanely or whatever.
Listen, I honestly don't know that. Like, I don't think that see, this is where I don't really buy into it. I believe like the soul is where it matters. You know what I mean? Like what you represent, how, you know, like what kind of morals you had in your life, that is carried with your soul. But at the same time, I do understand flesh means nothing. Like, right? But like bone, like that, that part is not something that easily goes away. Like they cremate you, bones can't, I don't know, man. It is still complete, technically. Like you're in a pile of ash. It is technically complete in a different form.
True.
Well, if you think about like Native American cultures and stuff, like remember Geronimo?
I remember
his skull.
I remember Geronimo. I don't remember really much of the story behind him.
Well, he went Geronimo and jumped off something, I think. So,
Yeah.
no, but his skull was stolen by a society. I won't talk about it here, but they were sued over that skull to get it back. You know what I mean? So, like, their bones in the burial grounds are very sacred. You know what I mean? So there's something to that.
Which
And
is
you do
why-
see a lot of hauntings around the burial grounds, right?
Yes.
Which is why most of the massive hauntings, at least in the Northwest, are all surrounding around Indian burial grounds. Like,
Yeah.
those are the most active ones for some reason.
Well, especially when something wasn't properly buried, right? If like somebody threw them into a wall or a concrete pad and fucking buried them, like that could be haunted as fuck, right? You're not properly buried.
Or if they were properly buried, but somebody dug them up.
There you go. Yeah. But I got to be honest with you. I'm not like that opposed. Like I wouldn't do it. Like I'm not going to hang around with my fucking leg that's amputated. But like I actually don't have anything. I don't have anything against it, man. Like we have to understand too that like other cultures, like they value or see death in a way that we don't. Like they're definitely not afraid of death, like a lot of Westerners are, right? They face it all the time. We've seen that one where they dig them up, put a cigarette in their mouth, and fucking like they don't feel uncomfortable around something that has passed, right? So having your limb and like you feeling like you need to have that to go to the next, like it doesn't bother me. I just wouldn't do it. But it's a weird concept.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
I don't really. I'm not like you're a fuck. Get the fuck. These people need to go away because they're weird. No, it's do what you do, I guess.
Yeah,
but
but just-
you're still weird to me.
Why couldn't you like cremate that leg and like keep the ash with you? That would have been like better to me.
Milk, it's easier to lose.
Dude, okay,
If you take that lid off,
The particles,
and you
the
sneeze,
particles will fly.
You're not going to heaven now.
yeah, but then like
That ash is everywhere.
you ever walked into a house?
You're not going to gather all that up.
Hey, Greg, you were just touting yourself the other day about your pulled pork skills, right? You slow cook something, you smoke something.
Yeah.
You walk into the house, you're like, something smells good.
Does the aroma count as part of it?
Well, no, but that's my problem though. Is you go into this
Like, if you
lady's
smell
house,
it-
you smell that leg.
Oh, dude, yeah, I see what Dave's saying.
You smell
Like
that leg.
you're cooking part of your process away. You're cooking your skin away. You're cooking
I
like
don't care. No, I don't care about that. I'm just saying.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm saying
That's what
that
I
like
was
when you smoke a leg, like it's gonna have a smell. It's gonna like the aroma will be in your home. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
walk in, you're like, and that leg, it's like keeping a turkey leg under your bed
Huh.
forever.
oh yeah.
Like think about that. Like it kind of gets weird because then you just smell it. Like it's like I smell your leg, Nancy. You know what I mean? It's there. That's
Yeah.
the weird part to me. But they wrap
It
it,
just
with
becomes
leaves.
part of like that house smell. Like that
Yeah.
new house smell smells like a burnt dead leg. You know?
Do you think we could play that? Like the smoking process?
Maybe part of it, yeah.
I don't want to play the eating part, but like I'm just saying like the actual like the
This is going to have to take some skill here, Chris. You're going to have to do some cutting away.
No, I can.
Which
I can,
one is it? This one?
Yeah, it's that one. They just listen to this guy. What he say? He kind of breaks it down. There's obviously multiple parts of this, but
Is this from a TV show or is
yeah, I don't know if it's a guy that's like breaking it down or if it's actually from a show. I think it actually is from a. I don't know though.
I'll be damned. Look at that dead leg.
Just play it real quick. Yeah.
Man.
one of her legs to make preserved meat, which has remained intact for over a decade. To preserve the foot better, it needs to be smoked over the kitchen fire. The entire process takes 4 to 5 years.
It's her leg?
This is a custom
4 to 5 years?
minorities in
That's her leg.
Vietnam. Any body parts that are missing or damaged are preserved in this way until the person passes away, and then they are buried together. Only then can they be considered a complete person. Despite appearing like withered branches on the outside, the preserved leg is still in good condition. When a man
Oh,
approaches,
he's smelling it. He wants to bite that.
No,
Wait.
detect the aroma of smoked
Wait.
meat and
I'm gonna
unique
pause it, like,
fragrance. But
he's like,
curious,
hey,
he asked
he's
the
like,
owner
can I
if
take a
the
bite of
meat
it?
is
It
edible.
smells
He
so
does.
good.
He
The owner
takes-
agrees
right
to
here,
let
stop.
him taste a small
That's him taking a nibble, dude, of something.
That's not the leg.
That's not the leg.
That's what they said. It was the bone of the leg, one of the front, like the.
Oh, okay. Like the tibia, fibia, whatever.
Why would
I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you would do that.
why would if you oh, shit. God damn. If you're that chick
Mhm.
and this is what you have to do to move on to the afterlife after the rest of your body goes.
Yeah.
Why I don't understand why you'd be okay with just some random dude wanting to take a nibble off your fucking tibia.
Well, I mean, listen,
Is it a random dude?
might
Because
not be.
maybe it's a close friend, relative, but like I know what you're saying. Like, why take that chance? You know,
That's-
you're risking
but-
it.
like, we're just bypassing the whole idea that you're eating a human. And
That's
just,
true.
That's just nasty.
Well,
in
in
itself.
some
Why would you want to?
in some cultures, that's normal too.
It's not right. It's not right, dude. But 5 years,
dude,
like,
I mean,
what
back in
piece
the
of meat,
day-
5 years to do this. Think
Yeah.
about that, man. Like, what thing has this like brisket?
Maybe
Like
she-
18 hours? Like, wow, bro, that's a long time.
Maybe
5
she
years.
only had 5 years left to live,
No, but I'm
and
just.
that's how they knew how long it was.
I'm
gonna
saying,
take.
like, when you smoke
Dude,
that.
what?
If you smoke
What happens?
that thing,
What happens when you're like 3 years into this process and someone forgets to like light the coals and you're like,
uh,
"Damn it, Bobby! I have my leg. I got." You know, it just totally ruins the leg. It like rots away.
but my
maggots
thing
in it.
is like, if they smoked it for like a week, like, how could you possibly smoke it more? Like, what? At some point,
eventually it's going to become nothing.
yeah, but we've seen brisket that somebody smoked for way too long and it's hard as a rock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, at what point is like you don't need to smoke?
Well,
this
maybe
anymore?
they're
Like, why 5
maybe
years?
that's the point. Maybe they're like trying to petrify or like
They are
almost like either
Yeah.
petrify it or like fossilize
Petrify it.
it.
I feel like
yeah,
it's
it's
there.
like petrified wood.
I
Yeah.
feel
It's like volcano. Like
Yeah.
when somebody gets rolled over by that volcano, you know, the magma,
yeah,
they just become like this molten
Liquid
freaking
hot
figure.
magma.
But like
Shell.
back in the day, people thought that if you had your leg blown off or some shit, you could pass that down to your kids. Be like, oh well, shit, I can't have kids now because he'll be missing a leg too. You know, like we thought weird things back in the day.
See,
So maybe this is just
but Let me
continuation
ask
of
you
that.
this: if you're supposed to be complete, right, and like we all know what a human looks like: 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, torso, the whole 9, right? What if you're born with no legs? Like, are you still considered complete?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like, you're
Maybe it's just complete as you were born.
yeah, because right, like God would have made you that way, right?
What if the person
Yeah.
taking care of you after you died doesn't realize you were born that way?
I don't know. Gets wild. This is some real fucking out there shit. This is some third country shit.
Or what if you're born with 3 legs?
Well, then you could donate it to the other person that lost theirs.
That's true.
Like,
that leg that got eaten.
You
You know,
know?
be like, hey,
Yeah.
don't worry, this guy has a third leg.
It's weird, man. I do find it interesting to look how other societies view like the afterlife and view what they need. Because like to them, if that leg went missing, she would think that like there is no, I don't get to go on.
I think she would get to go on. She just wouldn't be complete in the afterlife. Like she wouldn't have her whole body in the afterlife.
No, I think it says
she'd have
in
a
the
bite
thing.
mark out of her leg.
I think it says in the thing that in order to pass over, you have to be whole.
Hmm.
And so I don't know that in their belief that you actually could pass over to the other world, and unless you go complete.
I bet she was just like, you know what? Go ahead and take a bite of it. Like I already lost part of it, so I'm screwed anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead and taste it. It's been smoking for 3 years.
Jeez, dude, that's so wicked.
Dude, that's like the freaking McDonald's burger that somebody finds after 14 years. Like, imagine taking a bite out of that.
Yeah.
No way. There's no fucking way.
Even though it probably wouldn't even kill you, you know? It'd still be better than a fucking human leg.
Mhm.
I just don't get, like, the whole thing is interesting. The whole eating of human meat, like, I don't understand that. I don't know why you'd even, like, entertain that fucking idea. I don't care what part of the country you're in, dude. Like, it's just weird, right? Like, that's
yeah,
so weird.
I feel like you, unless you're in like
Any port in storm, dude.
survival
You know?
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe that would. I mean, I don't even know if I could do it in.
I think you
if
would.
was trying to
I think you would
survive.
consider it if you were on your last fucking days and you had no options.
I don't know.
Dude, I think
I
we
might
asked
just
this. Like,
rather-
who
We
would
did.
you eat first
Yeah.
and why? I think
Yeah.
we asked this. I feel like we
I
all
think
landed
so
on
too.
Dave.
And I think I have the same.
yeah, I
I think
don't-
I have the same opinion. I think I'd just rather die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That if it became between like dying and eating one of you two, I think I'd just die.
I don't know if I'm like offended by that. You know, like I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I feel like I would be delicious. Like I got good fat brim. You know, I got like a little fat cap that's probably renders well.
Yeah,
You know,
but
I'm joking, but like I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying because
That renders well. What does this mean?
you know rendering fat.
yeah,
you
you
know?
gotta.
Oh,
when I
okay.
smoke it, you know,
Yeah, soften
it's
it
got to.
I get you.
But you're right. I think like let's say you survived, you would be living the rest of your life knowing that you ate your friend. And I don't
Yeah.
know that would be psychologically like I don't.
Dude,
know
it
that
might make the bond even greater. You know
I
what I mean?
don't know, Greg. I don't
feel
think
like
so.
my best friend saved my life. He let me eat him after he died.
What would
Yeah.
the first shit after that meal you have, and you're just like,
Oh yeah, that guy.
You're
That guy's
after you survived, you're on the
Yeah.
toilet going,
You just jar it up. You save it.
oh, Dave!
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you bury it and put a fucking cross on it, dude, and call it good.
Yeah.
You purposely just go shit in the yard so you can.
I don't.
No, I
So I
would
can
find
give you
your
a
dead
proper-
body and go bury it next
so I
to
can
it. Be
give
like,
you a
you have to
proper
be
burial.
complete.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
If you
I don't know.
ever see me just shitting in the yard, that would be the only reason why. Is because I just ate had to eat one of my friends to survive, and now I have to give them a proper.
I'd hope if you're in your yard, that means that you're in this home, that you would just call and be like, Dave,
Okay,
I'm hungry.
well,
Can you help me?
if I'm in a yard.
Okay, just a yard.
I guess that doesn't
Okay.
count because I shit in the woods before, so
I feel like
I
there,
didn't eat
there would be no
anybody then.
excuse. I feel like there's too many options for you. You'd be better off stealing, right? But if you were up in the mountains, up in the middle of fucking, God knows where, and you had no option, none. And we did talk about that, and you're right. I don't know. I think everybody says they wouldn't, but obviously people that were in that situation did. And so, like, what does your body do in that kind of trying time? Like, what is your mind telling you to do? Like, how crazy are you getting with the lack of food and water and depression?
Well, it's like that movie Alive. We talked about that airplane crash where they were all in the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
They didn't have any food.
Yeah.
They had to eat some butt cheeks,
Eat
dude.
'em alive.
I don't know. That would be the hardest thing.
That's actually where the term "eat ass" came from.
Oh,
Eating ass.
I don't
Came
know.
from that movie.
Because one of them drew
don't know about
one
that.
of them drew the short straw, and that's what part they got.
Oh man, I gotta eat ass. That's exactly where it came from.
Yeah, I feel like the Romans came up with that or something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, cometh here, so I eat your ass, Billy. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was
I
like
don't
a
know.
Knights Templar ritual or something.
Yeah. I don't know
I
about
seen
that.
a video today where some chick was working at either like a pet store or like what are those called for like the runaways and stuff, like
A shelter?
like a pet shelter or something.
Oh, okay.
But she was caught on security cam taking a cat out of its cage and then eating the cat shit out of the box it was in there.
Ew.
My God.
Like, she picked up the cat and was holding the cat, and then she went
Oh, that's
Oh, this looks like a plump one. Mm.
psychological.
and then
issues.
ate that, and then looked again and went back for another one.
Oh boy.
That's
What is this?
straight
Almond
up-
Roca?
Like, yeah, kitty roca.
And so when
Kitty
when
Roca.
Trump says let's bring back mental hospitals, that is mostly
Yeah,
the reason
like,
why
what
we
would
should.
make you do that?
Oh, dude, people do some. You ever see just those random videos of somebody at a fucking Minute Mart or at a fucking store and they just like wipe their ass with their hand and start smelling
Yes.
it, or like eating their fucking dingleberries?
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like
people
someone who's like
do that.
sniffing their own poop hand.
They do it, but like in a lesser form, like
gross.
Yeah, but
normal people do that.
sniffing something is not eating something. Like, if you scratch your balls and then you
You smell your balls.
smell your balls, you're like, oh, Jesus,
Yeah, but
I didn't take a shower.
Yeah, that's. But see, you're checking to take a
But
shower.
then, like, you're not wiping your ass with no toilet paper and then going,
Yeah.
What's that one movie with Joel McHale
Or
in it
licking
where
out
he's
the
sniffing his fingers all the time? You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
every scene, he's just like, Nancy, I was thinking we could go out for a drink tonight.
I don't know.
It's like sniffing his fingers.
I
It
feel
was like so creepy, but it was
sniffing is
hilarious.
One thing I feel like, remember, like you had your ears gauged out and you get that fucking ear cheese and you kind of get a little whiff. Like, is it bad today? Is it not good?
oh,
You
yeah.
know? Like that. But see, that's the thing though, is if you're like checking for, like, you rub your balls and you're like, whoa, I need a shower, dude. Like, these are dirty balls. You're checking, like, it's almost like a primitive thing. Like, this is how I'm checking myself for dirt. But if you if you wipe your ass or you like put your hand in your butt crack and then you just smell it, like, not just like take a whiff, but I'm talking like continuously smell it for a couple minutes. Remember that video of that girl who had her hand down her boyfriend or husband's butt
Oh, yeah.
crack?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
she was like,
They were
playing
like
with
a
his
baseball
butt,
game or
and she was
something.
like smelling his, like, what?
Yeah, that's
the
weird.
fuck are you
Like,
doing?
You're just smelling someone else's.
That woman eats ass.
Did you guys just see the viral video of this woman getting arrested on the beach because she was masturbating?
Oh no, I didn't
No.
see that.
Yeah, a family caught her on the beach, and she's an attractive woman.
Okay.
I'll give her that.
So is it, she's like
But-
that voyage? What's that called? Where you
Voyeurism.
A voyeurism?
Yeah.
Well, she was on the beach. She didn't think anybody was watching or anything, but like the family heard moaning.
Okay.
And then they look over and they see this woman, and they said that she had a toy.
Oh.
And she had a vibrator.
Okay.
And so the cop video, like, go watch the video. I think like Drinking Bros did a whole segment on it. But if you go watch the video of her talking to the cops, at first she's like, this is a joke, right? You guys are not serious. This is like, did my one of my friends do this? Like, you guys are not serious, right? They're like, no, the family described it, and then they said exactly what she did. And she's like, well, no, I was down in the water, and and then he's like, oh, well, can I check your backpack? Like, if you don't have a vibrator, we can just call it good. And she's like, well, no, I stuck it in for 20 seconds, and I just had an orgasm, and that's I was really stressed out, and like she just came out and admitted it, and they cuffed her ass.
So what kids saw this?
Yes.
See, that's you got to draw a line. You got to draw a line.
For sure.
If I was walking down the beach,
like,
bro,
how do you just assume no one can see you?
Exactly.
She's dumb.
But
I'm saying if you were on the beach and there was like no one, I wouldn't do this. But I'm saying if I was walking on a beach and there was no one around, no kids, none of that shit, and like you walk by and there's a lady up in the the brushy area at the top, usually you see that. She's doing her thing. I'm just keep walking. I'm not messing with that chick's fucking moment. You know what I mean? But if you have kids, I'm stopping. I'm calling the cops. Because like you don't want your kids to see it. Because there was that other video that went viral where the gal was fucking the dude on the Ferris wheel at a fucking amusement park. And some fucking kids were on it and saw the whole thing. Called the cops, dude, and they were like denying it. And they're like, bro, we have like all these kids saying it. We have video of like you doing, like you were leaned down, you were doing shit. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, there are children. If you want to fuck in the car at the beach, don't care at all, dude. You want to fuck at a Target parking lot? Don't care. I actually, like, there's something kind of hot about it. I gotta be honest with you. Like, that being, like, in a position where somebody may see you, But, like, you can't do it when there's even the chance that there's going to be kids around, man. And I guess at a Target
But that's
party,
the point is, like, you never know.
Go to the back of the building between two dumpsters. You're fucking good.
It was the middle of the night.
Yeah, like, you never know. Is there going to be a kid back there?
It was late. There was no kids.
Yeah, there was no kids.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing is like, she's dumb, obviously, but she might be into the whole voyeurism thing. And she was probably like, yes, this is my thing. I like to do this. And maybe she was hoping that there was a guy that saw her instead of a family.
Yeah, but that's on you. That's on you, man. Like, you know your surroundings, dude. Like, here's my thing. You couldn't have a blanket or like a beach towel that like, oh, there's people coming. You just stop for a minute, like chill the fuck out. Like you see, kids
or just like not moan.
Yeah, well, some people,
if you're gonna be doing that like publicly and be like, oh, well, like how loud were you moaning, woman?
It's just echoing off like, man, the fucking waves are really crashing today. It's like,
I hear a guy. Is that a mermaid, Mom?
Yeah, guy comes
Mom,
up.
I heard a mermaid.
Guy comes up out of the water with a snorkel and he goes, was that an orca?
Yeah. He like has an orca horn. Is it mating season yet?
God, dude. You see all the crabs coming up and shit. And fucking...
I thought it smelled extra fishy around here.
Jeez, man.
Wait a second.
That's a weird one, man. Listen, I'm all about like people exploring their sexuality or doing things that they find, but you also can't fuck with other people's time and you can't fuck with other people's presence. You know what I'm saying? So if there's children around, lock her up, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's probably going to have to register as a sex offender now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And she'll probably get into porn. Like, let's be honest. She'll probably start an OnlyFans. They'll probably let her.
Yeah, maybe. Remember that cop that was banging the guys?
Maybe she already has one. That's why she was comfortable doing it in public.
Possibly.
Oh, maybe she was recording a video.
Oh, maybe she was.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
good.
dude. It's weird, man. Like I said, man, I'm all about it. Like I think there are things that like people are into, and it's totally fine. And honestly, like me as a person, like you remember? I think I told you this, but like 6th grade, Mr. Reeves class, somewhere around there, we had a girl in that class.
Yeah.
We had a girl in that class that
Yep.
she wasn't all there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. She wasn't all there. And the way that the class was set up was a U shape. So the teacher was in the middle, and like we were like lining the walls, but everybody's facing into the center. I sat straight across from this gal. I'll call her Al because it's AL. There we go. I'll just call her the Owl. You know what I mean? But I'm sitting there and I start noticing that she's doing something. She's doing something underneath. The desks are fucking open.
Yeah.
And I was in 6th grade, man. Like I was just starting to figure out the jerking off thing myself. You know what I mean? I'm like, this.
Were you the one who caught her?
I did, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay. Wow.
But she
You're
was
patient zero.
Yeah, she was doing shit. She was doing. First, it wasn't like a lot, like it maybe itchy, like maybe that vibe. But it got to where it went like underneath the clothes and shit. And I raised my hand, and I Mr. Reeves was he was a great teacher. Him and his wife both teached and stuff. And I raised my hand and I said, I need to tell you something, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Like I wasn't trying to embarrass her. We all knew that she was slower. And so we went outside the classroom for a second, and he pulled her out, and she went away. I don't know where
Went away forever?
No, she ended up coming back, but I think that there was they obviously had to have a discussion. They had to have a discussion with her about like what was appropriate and not. Because I don't know if no one else said anything or was even like, kids, 6th graders, bro, they're gonna giggle and shit, and like the boys are gonna be. No one else. Well,
that like probably ruined her whole reputation, dude. Imagine that, like, because it did get out. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't actually. I don't know that it did, and I the way that the teacher handled it, he came in and he said, "Amanda, I need to see you outside." I just said her name, but who cares? I need to see you outside. They went outside, and from my understanding, he later had come up to me and said that like he didn't say any names, he didn't say anybody. Like he basically told her that he had noticed and that she needed to. So I don't know that she ever felt like anybody saw anything because, like I said, no one was giggling or like pointing fingers or any of that shit. But I don't know why that came up, but I'm just saying people tend to do things they are understanding that it's an inappropriate time to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be freaky, but also understand that there's a time and a place. You know what I mean?
Speaking of freaky, I don't know exactly what happened with this because I just seen a headline of it and that was it. But apparently, some kind of air flight had to get stopped, and like they were battling, like the flight attendants were like battling people, and this one lady was battling everybody else because apparently she was possessed.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, she was jumping over the seats.
Yeah, she was like saying that she was possessed, and they were trying to do like to exorcise her on the plane or something. Well, there was like a priest like yelling out prayers and stuff.
There was there's a black woman that was walking up and down the thing too. And she was like, this is real evil and it's going to kill all of you. Blah, blah. And I'm like, what kind of crazy nutbag?
She was like, she's straight up saying, these are the words from the devil and we're all going to die. And it was like,
so you had a woman jumping over chairs, losing her mind. Dudes trying to restrain her. And then you had another woman walking around saying that's the real devil you're seeing, people. We're all dead. We're all going to. And I'm like, what kind of loony bin is this? Man. What is going on right now,
I can't even imagine being on that plane.
Oh, my God. And if the other girl would have been back on that plane, like that right there is evil.
It's not fucking real.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm just saying, like, what is with these women on these planes getting, like, losing their minds?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
But this flight was going from Houston to Denver.
Yep.
Oh.
And wasn't the other flight going from Austin to somewhere? With the whole, like, Tiffany Gomez, like...
It was New York.
Motherfucker is not real!
Was it Austin, New York, or New York to Austin or something?
It was in Austin.
Yeah.
They got her at Austin. They apprehended her at Austin because,
it was
like...
before the plane even took off.
Yeah.
Yes. She, like... was attacking people or something, or she did something to somebody.
Man, we got to look at those restaurants at the fucking local airports.
Where did they eat before that?
Or they're just heavily medicated, dude, and they're fucked up.
Were they down on Rainy Street?
I think people are fucked. Yeah, they might have been, dude. The old fucking Rainy Street killer.
Yeah.
That woman was losing her shit. You know what? Here's what I will say, like in a feasible, realistic aspect, like flying to a lot of people is very scary. And it's like, I
bring the demons out scary.
Well, no, hear me out. No, I don't love flying myself. I really don't. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel easy when we're in the air, fine, but like the takeoff, landing, I'm just like, ugh. And for a lot of people, it could be like high anxiety that kicks in, and this shit, especially if you're not all mentally there, maybe that anxiety or that like the feeling of the whole thing, if you're afraid, like is triggering like these emotions, I don't know. Alcohol. I mean, they shouldn't let people drink in airports. I got to be real with you. They should. Danielson, you shit your pants.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You fucking,
come on.
Well, but what's the point? Like, where do you, like, here's the deal.
What's the point of having a drink at the airport?
I don't think I've ever had a drink at the airport. I'm not sure that maybe if we
You liar.
have I?
When we went
Yes,
to
you've
Texas
had it.
for the
Yes,
show.
you've drank. Dude.
Okay, so
You've drank.
okay, with us maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm saying when I went with the family, like we're just going on a plane trip or something. I don't just go sit and have a drink. Like it doesn't. I don't drink that much anyways. I just don't understand like why. Like you don't go to the Greyhound station back in the day to go a bus trip and they just serve you alcohol before you get in the bus. You know, like it's weird that you're taking a trip in the air with other people locked in a thing and they're actually serving you something that potentially to the right person could maybe trigger something. You know what
And
I'm
then they
saying?
serve you more on the plane.
They serve you more on the plane.
I mean, people love to drink, man.
I know they do, but you can't just say like no drinking at the airport. Like you couldn't maybe say that.
They'd lose a lot of business.
This one's weird, dude. I'm
Probably a lot
reading
of
the
revenue
story
come
here.
through. What, the devil woman?
Yeah. Well, and it reminds me there was another story of a completely naked woman who was attacking people in like a parking lot. And I think that was in Texas too. I could be wrong, but I think it was in like one of those southern states.
He's like, call me out on Patreon. I feel like family. You are family, bro.
So what does it say like what initiated this whole thing?
No,
Like, why
it just
did
says
she start,
A flight
like-
turned chaotic when a woman began screaming and yelling in the air, causing one passenger to begin preaching in the aisle.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the woman. That was the woman, dude. And she was preaching,
And-
dude. You know what I mean? Like real preaching. Like
This was on. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, this was on Frontier Airlines flight 1161 on November 16.
Okay.
And then the video of the passenger on the airplane shows the unidentified woman being restrained by the members. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
the flight was diverted to Dallas.
She was like they were refraining, like holding her back, and she was jumping over seats onto people. People were
Yeah.
like moving out of the way and shit. It was like, yeah, I mean, it was definitely like an intense situation, dude. But I
She
think
looked like she looked like one of those possessed people in the movies where they always have like the what's those kinds of the kind of people that can bend all weird.
oh yeah, like contortion.
Oh yeah, contortion.
She looked like that climbing over seats, like she somehow
Yeah.
turned into a spider.
She wasn't small either. You know what I mean? Like she was moving well for her size. You know what I mean? Like she was getting
possessed,
around.
bro.
Here's the deal. How many flights happen a day? You know, there's thousands of fucking flights a day that are up in the air that people doing shit. And it's like any other news that we've talked about before. Like you're always going to hear about the craziest stories. You know what I mean? Like this shit like is not probably that common, but like obviously if you see it and now we got film, everybody has a phone. They're filming this shit and like I'm guessing she had a mental breakdown. Like that's just what it comes down to. She just literally had something happen, some breakdown, whether it's alcohol, medications. People are crazy. Like some people are just fucking crazy.
I think we're reverting back to old times where we just blame everything on demons.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's the Salem witch trial all over again.
Like anytime someone has like some kind of breakdown or they think something weird,
Yeah.
it's demons.
I mean, maybe there's something to it.
Well, I think so. I think when you're looking at like demons, like, you know, I think that the idea is that they're taking over your body and making you do things that you wouldn't normally do,
Yeah.
you know? But I think
I mean,
like
that
possessed
shit-
is like racist.
yeah,
I think it's
I feel
used
like
a
that.
lot. Like,
Possessed.
oh, that boy's possessed, you know, but it's like, man, he's actually like, he's, psychic, weird fucking dude. You know what I mean? Like he's not possessed. He's just fucking weird, you know?
Dang, dude. She was like climbing all over these.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watching the video right now?
Yeah.
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 Her back is on the ceiling on the airplane.
Yeah.
And she's going from chair to chair. She's like, she does look like a contortionist.
What was that from Talladega Nights where he said I'm a spider monkey, or he's like,
Well, yeah.
you know, that thing?
Yeah, dude. Maybe she was possessed and like
Well, it didn't help that the lady was preaching. Like that's what really like to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's what threw it over the edge. Was like she was being weird and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then this lady is marching down the aisle like,
oh Lord Jesus, this is the real
Yeah,
devil.
right?
that would
"You're
be
all
like,
gonna
if
die."
that happened, I would be like, oh my God, we're all going to die.
That is the real
Like, I would
devil's
start
voice
yelling.
coming out of that lady.
Yeah, and they're like, "I smell the demon," and Anderson's like, "It's my pants. I'm sorry."
Yeah, I shit myself. He would just come clean, dude.
Yeah, well, he wasn't clean, you know, but I'm joking.
He would try
I have
to.
to fucking say it. That was one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life, you know, honestly. But yeah, no, it's weird. You're weird, man. But people do. People lose their shit. Like, you expect to see this, man. Anytime you throw people into
I
a
don't
tube,
expect to see that.
I think like it's bound to happen.
I've never seen someone just absolutely lose their shit.
Never?
Mhm.
No.
You've never seen someone lose their mind in a public
Not
space?
like this.
No.
Not like this.
I
You have?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Like working in the mall and shit, like or back in the day, like yes, I've seen
Just
people
letting the demons come out of them?
just fucking crazy people, dude. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Now I don't I like a different scenario, right? They're in a plane, she's climbing seats, like that's not like you don't see that at the mall.
Well,
but people just losing their minds.
I've seen people like in public, like clearly they're on something or
Yeah.
like that, but I've never seen like, I don't know, like people not there anymore, climbing over counters and just fucking.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
Yeah, I've
anything
seen
like
people
that.
get pissed off. Like I've had a dude get so pissed off, like threaten to like fight you and shit because something didn't go right with an order. You know, people spending money, but it's like one of those things where it's just.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
know,
I mean,
man.
like breakdown can be many different things. There was that other video where it was like a Karen video, but it really wasn't. But there was like that white woman complaining at a fucking American Eagle, and then she like somebody said something and she like lost her shit. She was like flopping around on the floor, like crying.
It is ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. It wasn't that.
It is,
one.
ma'am.
But she was like flopping on the floor. She was crying, and then she
Oh,
would
yeah,
stop
I do
crying, and she would
remember
start
that video.
screaming, and then she would cry, and
Yeah.
she'd like tell people, and she was just flopping around like a
I
fish
remember
on the
that
floor,
video.
dude. That woman had a breakdown. She kind of did that. That's actually kind of
That's
what.
kind of what she sounded like.
That sounded like what her body meat was skipping across the floor. Like,
Dude, Danielson's like,
I'm sorry, man.
damn it again.
Dude,
We
it's
gotta
funny.
bring this story up.
It's
I'm like,
funny as fuck.
Danielson, you kind of made your own bed here. You know what I mean?
A little bit. But you know what?
Now you have to sit in it.
Hey, man, we all have our demons. If you know, to kind of play it back, we all have our little things that we did. So you shit, I dumpstered. Greg did something. I don't know what he did. Chris probably did something.
Mine was my porno in the slough.
Slew porn. Yep, that was that.
We always, slinging the slough.
Yeah, it's weird. Dude, another video that I saw that I thought was interesting, not really funny, but actually kind of realistic. There's a video of like the soccer team. This is actually like an older video, but I just we saw it and it kind of resurfaced. There's a video of
Do we want to save this for Wednesday? It's almost closing time,
oh,
right?
shit. Well, I'll just describe it then. And
Okay.
then we can maybe
Oh,
have
a
it for-
teaser. A teaser.
Yeah, so-
for Wednesday.
There is the video, and maybe a lot of you have seen it before. I've seen it before, but there was a video where it showed, I'm guessing like the national, like women's national soccer team, and they're standing, like there's a child standing in front of them. You know, like
in front of each of them.
yeah, they all have like a kid. I don't know if
okay.
they're like, you know, a kid soccer team, and all the girls have like their hands on the girls' shoulders in front of them, and they're kind of like, you know, rubbing their shoulders and like patting them on the head, you know. And so you see that video, and then you see like they kind of show comments from like Twitter, and it says like, this is the best thing. Like these girls, like, you know, they care so much about these young girls, and it's so great that these role models, yada yada, right? Just praising how good. The same thing happened with the men's team, and they had. Now here's the difference, though, is they did have like I think girls as well, like in that 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old age range, but they were standing behind the girls, you know. And they were doing the same thing. They had their hands on their shoulders, like some were patting their head and stuff. And the comments were, these people are disgusting. Look how uncomfortable these girls are. They didn't look uncomfortable, but they're just like, how dare they put their hands on these poor innocent girls? And I was just curious, like, what you thought about, I mean, that's really kind of what I wanted to go with. It was like, what do you think about that kind of like, it's fine for one, not the other? Was it just because that they were girls and they were men? But it was also in front of a stadium with cameras. Like they weren't doing anything inappropriate. Like, shouldn't there be male role models also for women? You know what I'm saying? Like, or should they just have not had their hands? Like, how do you approach that? It was, I kind of thought about it. I'm like, I do see some sides. Like, I don't know if I would, you know, put my hands on a girl's shoulder that I didn't know. But at the same time, like the thing was innocent as a whole package, right? So like, it's weird that like they were like ripped up and down. And the women were praised, you know, endlessly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a weird situation, but I don't know, man. We'll have to. We'll show the video. We'll show
That
the video
crazy
later.
sexist society that we live in. Jeez.
Just double standards, man. Just double
Yeah, there
standards.
it is.
Yeah.
Dude, I had fun. This is a good show.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, man. I like the idea of like just like hashing out some of these weird fucking people in this world, man. Don't eat a leg, though.
true.
Maybe don't smoke your leg. You know, if you want to keep it around, so be it, you know, but don't let somebody nibble on it. That's for damn sure.
Definitely not.
That's my kind of message for you all. Don't eat your own meat. You know what I mean?
Don't eat other people's legs. You know, respect other people's dead legs.
Greg, cheers to you, man. Cheers to you.
All right,
Chris.
everybody.
Guys,
Cheers.
take care of yourselves. We will be back on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Later.
Sayonara, everybody.
And we're out.